Good evening. You are tuning in to AWANITonight with me, Cynthia Ng. Some 35% of EPF members who have turned 54 years old as of January 1st this year have less than 10,000 ringgit in savings. Deputy Finance Minister Stephen Sim said these 94,827 members have combined life savings totaling 246 million ringgit.
Meanwhile, members aged 54 who have 1 million ringgit in savings recorded the lowest percentage at 2%, or 4,877 members, with a total of 7.9 billion ringgit. Last week, the Finance Ministry said the issue of EPF insufficient savings is at a serious level, with 6.3 million members under the age of 55, or 48%, having under 10,000 ringgit in their accounts as of September 30th. The ministry also said with savings of less than 10,000 ringgit, members are expected to have a retirement income of less than 42 ringgit per month for a period of 20 years. It added that the additional withdrawals from Account 1 also have a long-term effect, namely a significant reduction in retirement savings among EPF members.
The ECash Credit of 100 ringgit under the E-Madani program can be redeemed from next Monday. Prime Minister Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim said the one-off credit, announced earlier this year, will involve over 10 million people with a total budget of 1 billion ringgit. The credit is aimed at those who are aged above 21 years old and have an annual salary of less than 100,000 ringgit. Those eligible would have until February 20th next year to redeem the benefit through 4 e-wallet providers. The service providers participating in this program are MAE, Settle, Shopee Pay and Touch and Go e-wallet. Besides the 100 ringgit credit from the government, the e-wallet service providers will also offer additional incentives in the forms of vouchers, cashback, discounts or reward points throughout the program. Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim assured that national security will not be neglected following the visa exemption granted by the government for several countries. The Prime Minister said he has ordered to strengthen security screenings at the country's entrances following the decision.
Ada lain momen yang mungkin gusar kerana kemungkinan isu keselamatan dibangkitkan. Maka agensi keselamatan telah diminta untuk perkuatkan penapisan aspek keselamatan supaya kemudahan ini tidak menjejaskan keselamatan negara.
Anwar announced a 30-day visa exemption for Chinese and Indian nationals to Malaysia from December 1st, on top of existing visa exemptions enjoyed by citizens from Gulf states and other West Asian countries. The initiative was part of the government's visa liberalization plan aimed at boosting the country's tourism industry.
The government is still working to evacuate Malaysians stranded in Rakhine, Myanmar, following unrest in the region. However, according to the Foreign Ministry, the whole process is entirely subject to approval by the authorities in Myanmar and China.
In a statement, the ministry said that developments regarding the evacuation process will be announced from time to time. On Monday, Foreign Minister Dato Sri Dr. Zamri Abdul Kadir said Putrajaya was hoping to fly home those who were stranded today. He said a total of 127 Malaysians had been identified to be in the region, with most believed to be victims of job fraud syndicates. The Myanmar's military, which took power in a 2021 coup, is battling an armed resistance from an alliance of ethnic minority groups and pro-democracy fighters. Battles have been intense, especially in the north, with armed fighters taking over key towns near the Chinese border and blocking trade routes.
9 cases of monkeypox infections involving a foreign national and 8 locals were reported in the country between July and November this year. The virus was detected in 3 states, with Kuala Lumpur having the highest number of cases with 6.
Deputy Health Minister Dato' Lukanisman Awang Sauni said his ministry is intensifying measures to curb the disease, which includes monitoring the country's international entry points. Foreign students being admitted to higher education institutions, especially from countries with reported cases of monkeypox, will also be required to monitor themselves for any symptoms for 21 days and to seek treatment if they have symptoms. He also warned against stigmatizing monkeypox patients that would only discourage more people from undergoing health screening tests, and this could potentially lead to an outbreak.
We'll go for a quick break. Stay tuned for more.
Sedar atau tidak, dunia kini sedang menghadapi krisis tenaga elektrik. Sejak dari tahun 2021 hingga pertengahan 2022, kita menyaksikan kesan ketara kenaikan harga elektrik di seluruh dunia. Di Malaysia juga tidak terkecuali. Tetapi rakyat tidak pernah merasa sebarang kenaikan kerana subsidi yang diberikan berulang kali. Namun, sampai bilakah kita mampu bertahan? Sebagai pengguna, kita boleh membantu negara menangani krisis tenaga ini dengan menggunakan elektrik secara bijak dari sekarang.
Welcome back. Hamas and Israel are expected to release more hostages and prisoners today on the last day of an extended six-day truce in the Gaza war. Attention has focused on whether mediator Qatar could negotiate another extension. The Israeli prison service released 30 Palestinians on Tuesday after 10 Israelis and 2 Thai nationals were handed over by Hamas in Gaza. Israel has released 180 Palestinian prisoners, including women and children, while Hamas has released 81 hostages, mostly Israeli nationals. According to Israel, the truce could be prolonged further if Hamas continues to free at least 10 hostages per day. The hostages were among some 240 people seized by Hamas on October 7th. Since then, over 15,000 Palestinians have been killed from Israeli bombardment in Gaza. Separately, at least 750 trucks carrying aid have crossed the Rafah border into Gaza since the truce began on Friday. At least one person was killed after a U.S. military aircraft with 8 personnel on board crashed into the sea in western Japan. Local media reported that the remains of the plane have likely been found off Yakushima Island. However, no further information was available on the other 7 individuals on board or the reason behind the crash. Japanese broadcaster NHK said the CV-22 Osprey was trying to land at Yakushima Airport and its left engine was on fire. The aircraft was thought to be heading from Iwakuni Base in the Yamaguchi region to Kadena Base in Okinawa. Japanese officials said the aircraft disappeared from radar at 2:40 local time. The Coast Guard received a distress call 7 minutes later. It is the latest crash to involve an Osprey military aircraft, with numerous incidents reported over the years. Turkey is expected to ratify Sweden's long-delayed accession to the NATO military alliance within weeks. Swedish Foreign Minister Tobias Billström said his Turkish counterpart had told him this during a bilateral meeting between the two on Tuesday. However, there was no immediate announcement by Turkey.
So we look forward to see the ratification finalized. Yesterday, I had a bilateral with my colleague, the Foreign Minister of Turkey, Hakan Fidan, where he told me that he expected the ratification to take place within weeks. And of course, we don't take anything for granted from the side of Sweden, but we look forward to this being completed.
Sweden and Finland had asked to join NATO last year after Russia invaded Ukraine. Turkey endorsed Finland's membership bid in April, but has kept Sweden waiting as Ankara raised objections over the country's protection of groups it deems as terrorists. Sweden's NATO membership is also pending ratification by Hungary.
The Saudi Arabian capital of Riyadh has won the right to host the Expo 2030 World Fair another diplomatic victory for a Gulf state after last year's World Cup in Qatar. South Korea's Busan and Italy's Rome were also in the running to host the World Expo, which attracts millions of visitors and billions of dollars in investments.
Riyadh won 119 votes, Busan 29 and Rome 17, based on results from 182 members of the Bureau International de Exposition. Saudi Arabia needed 2/3 of the votes to win from the first round. Riyadh had enlisted football star Cristiano Ronaldo, who plays for Al Nassr Saudi club, to persuade members in a video projected before the vote. The Saudi capital proposed to host the event between October 2030 and March 2031. The win is the icing on the cake for de facto ruler Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman's ambitious Vision 2030 program, which aims to wean the country off its dependence on oil.
India rejoices as rescuers successfully pulled 41 workers trapped for 17 days inside a tunnel that collapsed on November 12th. The evacuation process began more than 6 hours after rescuers broke through the debris in the tunnel in the northern Uttarakhand state.
They were pulled out on wheeled stretchers through a 90 cm wide steel pipe, with the entire process being completed in about an hour on Tuesday night. All 41 of the workers seem to be healthy, but will be kept under medical supervision at the hospital. Uttarakhand state officials said they are to be given checks worth 100,000 rupees and also time off from work to spend time with family. Many anticipated the workers' escape, as rescue efforts suffered many delays and setbacks, notably after heavy machinery used to drill through the debris broke down, forcing rescuers to partially dig by hand.
The Prince of Monaco, His Serene Highness Prince Albert II, made his first official state visit to Malaysia with the hopes of strengthening ties and enhancing collaboration. One area he's keen on exploring is in conservation and sustainability efforts in the country.
We would love to see things happen, not only business to business, but also different projects can come forward, and I know, just to mention one aspect, with my foundation, we I think are already looking into different possibilities in conservation, both on land and at sea, and we just had in Monaco a very interesting conference on forests and local communities, and I think that would also possibly be an avenue that we could explore. But you know, we're very open. We're open for business, but we're open for different ideas in different areas, and so we just are very happy to have this relationship, and to be able to expand on it in the future is really our intention. And we know that we have friends here, and that when you're talking with like-minded people, then things happen naturally.
Despite being the second smallest sovereign state in the world, His Serene Highness said Monaco has a lot to offer and is keen to engage with Malaysia and other nations.
Yes, we are small in size, but I think we have a lot to offer in terms of people and of possibilities. There, you know, we are a small city-state, but we have 140 different nationalities that live and work in Monaco, and seem to get along very well. And so that, you know, that is, I think, a testament to Monaco's openness, Monaco's neutrality, but Monaco wants to engage and is open to the world, and wants to create these synergies.
That wraps up AWANI Tonight. I'm Cynthia Ng. Thank you for watching, and good night.